Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is RemovableSanity. Today I am reviewing Aery, A Journey Beyond Time on the Series X. This has been developed and published by Epix Games. So what is Aery, A Journey Beyond Time? The best way to describe this game is that it is a soothing flying sim, whilst a narrator tells you an interesting story. The premise is that you are an omnipotent being who has taken the form of a bird, that then takes you through its journey of discovery of Earth and its inhabitants as they evolve through time. The game boasts an interesting story through the eyes of a godlike being, with 12 levels to fly around in a relaxing gameplay experience devoid of all stress. And this leads me on to the gameplay. From the start you take control of the omnipotent bird as it explains its coming into being in the void of space up to the point it finds planet Earth. Being intrigued with the planet, it then chooses to stay and watch the evolution of the inhabitants by exploring levels. Each level is a significant phase in the evolutionary timescale, from dinosaurs appearing and being destroyed to humanity popping up. You'll experience their evolution from small villages to medieval cities all the way up to modern times and beyond. To progress onto the next phase, you need to collect a certain number of crystals dotted around the level. In collecting each crystal, the story slowly unfolds. Each fragment provides you with a couple of sentences in length, which then form the narrative based on the specific level around you. This simple but effective solution means you can take your time exploring or simply move through the story at your own pace. Early levels are very easy, whereby you are left to navigate the open space, with the crystals being bright enough visually to be seen even at a distance. As the world evolves, so do the levels, with building numbers and objects obscuring your ability to see said crystals. By the time you hit the cyberpunk future, you'll need to carefully check every element to spot where they may be hiding. This also has a similar effect on your perception of the bird's speed, as it remains consistent regardless of the level. With the early levels, it feels a bit slow, but in the more complex later levels, it almost feels too fast. During the later levels, you may find yourself crashing into elements. However, thankfully, should you do so, you'll drop back to your starting location without any penalty in your progression. I did notice that on some levels the hitboxes was a little off, and what I thought to be an open space turned out to be too close to an edge, which then made me crash. The control system for the game is simple in every way, with your sticks used to control soaring or diving and banking left or right, and your shoulder buttons providing the bird's rotation. I barely used the rotation, as I was more than happy to use the banking method. In essence, this game does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a no complicated flight sim with some fun exploration and interesting story tagged on. This won't stress you out, and if you need something to just let you soar in an open arena, this is it. So what about the graphics? The graphic style offers a beautifully coloured, simplistic aesthetic that shines as you fly your way around the very different levels. Each time period has been carefully crafted and is instantly recognisable without any explanation needed. Locations of the crystals are also well placed and provide more of a challenge the further into the time periods you progress, due to the amount of on-screen objects. If you do have the option for Auto HDR, I would recommend it, as it does bump up that visual element. The frame rate was also very smooth, and to my untrained eye, I really didn't see any slowdown or tearing. The story itself is very good, and reading individual paragraphs to make up the level's main narrative wasn't boring, which I was worried that when I started it may end up being. The tale of humanity and where it ends up is something you will want to continue to see right to the end.
They even fought each
So
other to the
what
death.
about the sound? For me, the voice work telling the game's story was exceptional. This slow, calming voice that dispels its wisdom as you progress through the game was one of the main highlights. The voice actor truly did a wonderful job here, and I look forward to hearing their talents in other games. The music, on the other hand, had some issues. No matter the level I chose it was either way too quiet or way too loud. Yes, it was nice and did its job, but in the end I just dropped it back enough to be more of a background hum than anything prominent. I suspect this is something a patch later on will fix. And this leads me on to the rating of the game. Now I rate games in order of avoid, on sale, great purchase and must own. My rating for Aery, The Journey Beyond Time is on sale. For me, the game is fun, stress-free, but very short. You can complete this in a lunch break, really, which is good for those that want an easy 1000G. Replayability, though, is more a personal choice in terms of if you want something to just fly about in after you've completed the game. Personally, I think some skins or alternative visual mode would have done wonders for this game. The game is currently priced on Xbox at £8.39 or approximately $10, and depending on your skill and patience would give you about an hour and a half hours worth of gameplay to potentially clear the story. For a stress-free experience, this game hits it on the head. However, at $10 for a game that can be completed in under an hour with little to no replayability seems a bit too expensive for my personal taste. If you're after a quick game for a quick 1000G, this one is for you though. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I do hope you like this review, and if you do, please like, share and subscribe if you so wish. And if you would like to put some notes or even just a comment in the comment section, I do like reading them. Anyway, have a great time gaming, and I'll see you all again soon.